On our top stories of the day, back to school in January 2021 for Abu Dhabi. Moving on to Saudi Arabia, they're loosening up a little bit of measures for expatriates working in the country. And in Cote d'Ivoire, there is a controversial election as 78-year-old Alassane clinches the third term. And in Cameroon, there has been a series of bomb blast attacks over the past 5 months. And what does Donald Trump have to say on the elections of the United States of America? Thank you for tuning in to the QTV by Listen Joga. It's back to school in January for Abu Dhabi as the Emirates Crisis and Disaster Management Committee for COVID-19 pandemic and the Department of Education and Knowledge announced on Tuesday evening that private schools in Abu Dhabi will welcome students back of all levels back in January 2021. ADEK also added that they will coordinate with all private schools and support them in implementing necessary preventive and precautionary measures to ensure the health and safety of students and the educational and administrative staff as well. Now, moving on to Saudi Arabia, they have loosened up a little bit of measures for the expatriates. Saudi Arabia will allow employees to change their employer and request exit and re-entry visas without the employer's consent as part of its labor relation initiative. The Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development in Saudi Arabia announced these few reforms during the press conference held in Riyadh early in the week. The new reforms will come into effect in March 2021 and will allow expatriate workers additional rights in line with the Kingdom's Vision 2030 and the National Transformation Program. Moreover, the Ministry of Human Resource and Social Development say that all new initiatives will now be approved automatically without requiring the employer's consent, and the 3 services will be made available to the public through smartphones application and AppShare and the Ministry of Electronic and Web portals. The reforms will drive greater competition in Saudi Arabia's labor market as it will permit the employees to change their employers, and also employers will attract best talent and ultimately increasing the competition, wages and public spending inside the kingdom. The initiative will lead to a reduction in the disputes between local employers and the expatriate workers relating to employee mobility and exit visa requests. Now moving on to Ivory Coast and looking at the political scene as the President Alassane Ouattara has clinched the electoral seat for the 3rd time. The President of the Independent Electoral Commission in Cote d'Ivoire, Ibrahim Koulibaly, has declared the President of the Republic, Alassane Ouattara, therefore elected. As of Tuesday morning, the results proclaimed by the Independent Electoral Commission on Monday night, that Cote d'Ivoire has announced that current President Alassane Ouattara, who is 78 years of age, has been re-elected for a controversial 3rd term in office after garnering 94.27% of the vote. The first round at a participation rate of 53.9% as the main opposition camps, who still perceives Ouattara's candidacy as a constitutional coup d'etat, choose to boycott the election in civil disobedience. The opposition camps did not recognize the preliminary results as the election, as they called the mandate for the formation of the civil transition to hold what they believe will be fair and transparent elections. Now moving on to Cameroon, there has been a bomb blast over the weekend. 9 people were injured on Sunday in the blast that occurred in a Yaoundé bar. The government has announced Monday night, that is about 24 hours from the time of the blast. It was the 4th in a series of attacks of this kind in less than 5 months in the Cameroonian capital, Yaoundé. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack in a press release that was published 24 hours after the explosion, and the communication ministry did not mention any potential suspects. Cameroon has been a scene of bloody conflict between security forces and separatist rebels in the country's western English-speaking areas. In the north, many deadly attacks have been led by jihadist groups of Boko Haram. The improvised explosive engine was hidden in a bag and was activated remotely with a homemade device made of mortar, battery, and a memory card and the electric wires, the ministry also added. The attack happened on Sunday evening in a snack bar in Nasma area that is in the central Yaoundé. The 9 clients at the bar were wounded, as the ministry press release said, adding that none had life-threatening injuries. Some had already left the hospital, same night the hospital. Now looking at the international teams, let's take a look at Trump's reaction on November 3rd night after the hotly contested presidential election of the United States of America.
And I think we're going to have a great night. We're going to have a great night, and we're going to have, much more importantly, we're going to have a great 4 years.
Have you read an acceptance speech and a concession speech?
No, I'm not thinking about concession speech or acceptance speech yet. Hopefully, we'll be only doing one of those two. And winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not. But I think we have, when you see rallies, the likes of which in the history of this country, probably in the history of the world, nobody's ever seen before. There's a tremendous love going on in this country, and there's really a tremendous unity.
When do you think we'll know a winner, and should every vote be counted, no matter how long it takes?
Well, I think you'll know possibly tonight, depending on the extent of a victory. I think you could know tonight. I think the ruling on Pennsylvania was an unfortunate one by the Supreme Court, because I think we should know what happens on the night. Let people put their ballots in earlier. You have to have a date, and the date happens to be November 3rd, and we should be entitled to know who won on November 3rd.
Will you speak to the American people tonight, regardless of the outcome or not?
Well, I may. I mean, we're going to have to see. We have a big night planned. We're going to have a very big night. I just think we're going to have a tremendous, I think we're going to have, look, I'm looking at different locations, and we're seeing lines of people, and they're wearing a lot of red material.
Thank you for tuning in to the QTV by Liz Njoga. I have been your presenter, and my name is Elizabeth Njoga.